Hello students, today we show a new topic in introduction to hybrid electric vehicle, and that is the electric motor. So we have know that about the electric motors, that is, and the classification of that, and in this we have still further we understand about this, and the electric motor have are ideal for vehicle applications because of these torque speed characteristics of the motor you have shown here, that is the torque speed versus torque versus speed, and the power versus speed characteristics of the electric motor. And you know about the different types of characteristics of torque versus speed and power versus speed, the or torque versus the speed. So you know the different types of characteristics are available of different types of motor. So it is very important for the electric vehicle to select a proper type of electric motor with a suitable rating. So for example, we have take not accurately but simply refer to a 10 HP or 15 HP motor, because horsepowers are varies with the volts and amperes, and peak horsepower is much higher than the continuous rating. So we can say that we have confusing about the horsepowers of the internal combustion engine and the motor. So we have that the confusing for the and we have compared to how to compare these electric motors to IC engine, because IC engine has a horsepower and the electric has a horsepowers, but electric motors are designed for continuous rating under load, and the IC engines are rated at their higher peak horsepower under loaded conditions. So this is the more confusing for that. So for that we have the commonly electric motors are there. For the EVs we have heard about that, the AC motor, permanent magnet motors, that is PM motors, series wound DC motor, and the shunt wound DC motors. So we know about this all the motors in briefly in machine, the electrical machines, and we know about the AC motors, that is we can say induction motors and the synchronous motors and the permanent magnet motors and the switch reluctance motors. So you can heard about this, and the also you can studied about the AC motors and DC motors also, and different motors also. So we will not more discuss here right now, we will later show in these other chapters. So so in the DC motors, uh, in the DC motors were used the number of prototypes, the electrical vehicles, and prior to the mainly due to the main is the controlling. So we know about that the DC motors are very easy to control, and we know about the how we can control this the speed of the DC motors. We can study up this. So, however, the size and maintenance of requirements of DC motors are making their use is the absolute. So, we can not use the DC motors more because of the maintenance we have required more in the large motors, because the brushes and the commutator and etc. And the main reason is the we have to use the starters for that, and the mainly have to convert the AC to DC. So this we have not used the DC motors more, so we can absolute there. And the recent EVs and hybrid vehicles, they are using the AC motors and the permanent magnet motors and switch reluctance motors. So Tesla is used the switch reluctance motors, that is the AC motor, types of a AC motor. So we show here the classification of the motors that is used in EVs. So in the electric motors there are two, that is AC motor and DC motor. So in DC motor there are two types, self excited and separately excited. In self excited there is series and shunt, and separately excited there is field excited and permanent magnet excited. And in AC motors there are induction motor, in that wound rotor and squirrel cage rotor. That is synchronous motor, that is also under the AC motor. Permanent magnet, there is permanent magnet brushless DC. We can also says that PMDC or BLDC motor. Then PM synchronous motor and PM hybrid. And in the last, that is the switch reluctance motor in the AC side. So the in the AC side, we know about that the induction motor technology is very matured, and significant research and development activities have taken place in the area of induction motor drives. We know about that the induction motor drives of that. So the control of the induction motor is more complex than the DC motors, but the availability of the fast digital processor and computational complexity can easily be managed. So the competitor to the induction motor is the permanent magnet motor. So the permanent magnet motors have magnets on the rotor, while the stator construction is same as that of the induction motor. So the permanent magnet motors can be surfaced mount type of the magnets, or the magnets can be insert within the motor. The permanent magnet motors can also be classified in sinusoidal type or trapezoidal type, depending on the flux density distributed in the air gap. So the permanent magnet motors with sinusoidal air gap flux distribution are called the permanent magnet synchronous motors, that is PMSM motors. So and the trapezoidal air gap flux distributed are called the brushless DC motors. So this is the two classifications of the permanent magnet motors, and most often the PMSM motors and BLDC motors are used now in these days. So you heard about the BLDC motors in the drone. Also, we can use the BLDC motors. And permanent magnets synchronous motor, they are mostly used in the right now the electric vehicles and the hybrid vehicles. So next is the we can heard about the gearbox. So why we need the gearbox? So for the internal combustion engine today drive most of the automobiles, and these internal combustion engines work either on the principle of the spark ignition, that is petrol engine, or in diesel engine and diesel fuel. So in the addition to the many advantages of the internal combustion engine, such as high power and weight ratio and relatively compact energy storage, but there are the fundamental disadvantages is also for that. So unlike the electric motors, the internal combustion engine cannot produce the torque at zero speed. So internal combustion engines not produce the torque at zero speed. So we know about that without start the engine we cannot produce the torque, but we can do in the electric motors. So the electric motors are the better for the induction internal combustion engine. The internal combustion engine produces maximum power at certain engine speed. So the you heard about that whenever you go in the showroom, and you have to ask about the what are the maximum power, and the whatever the salesperson is telling you one number, that is the at maximum power is at 6000 rpm, 7000 rpm. So that is the main drawback of the internal combustion engine. Third is the efficiency of the engine, that is its fuel consumption is very much depending on the operating point in the engine's performance map. So we can say that the in we can if we drive your vehicle in economy mode, you can see this economy zone in green in various vehicles when you drive the car, the in the speed of the dial. So whenever you show this the economy area, so you will give the better efficiency or good efficiency of the vehicle. So uh, that is the depending on your speed. So if you go to higher speed, your efficiency will be low. So with the maximum available engine power, that is P max, we can say that. And road speed of a vehicle is the V, the ideal traction hyperbola F ideal, and the effective traction hyperbola L F effective can be calculated as the follow, that is the F ideal is equal to P max divided by V, and that is the depending upon the efficiency of the drivetrain. So that is F ideal is equal to the P maximum upon V, neta tot. So where n tot neta tot is equal to the efficiency of the drivetrain. So if the full load engine power P max were available over the whole speed range, the traction hyperbolas, that is the shown in this figure, this is the result. So we can here see that. So the speed and versus the attractive traction force, that is the fz, that is the if the speed is low, then the adjacent, that is the in the adjacent limit, and the internal combustion engine traction, that is the available for the F engine. So if we increase the speed, that is the if you show the hyperbola, that is F ideal, so that is without the drivetrain efficiency ideal traction hyperbola, and it is the always decrease with the actual value of the ideal. So with the drivetrain efficiency ideal hyperbola, that is F effective, you have shown here. So the P max is not available for the entire engine speed. The actual traction profile of the IC engine, that is F engine, we can see that in the figure. From the figure, it is evident that the entire shade area cannot be used. So in the order to utilize the shaded area, that is shown in the figure 7, the additional output converter is required. So the output converter must be convert the characteristics of the combustion engine in such a way that it approximate as closely as possible, and that is the ideal tractive hyperbola. So this figure 8 shows the traction forces versus speed map of an internal combustion engine with gearbox. So the proportional of the shaded area, that is the proportional of the impossible driven state is significantly smaller when an output converter is used. So that is gearbox, we can say that is the converter of the output of the maximum power. So the thus the power potential of the engine is better utilized. So in this figure we can show how increasing the number of gears give a better approximation of the effective traction hyperbola. We know about that whenever we changes the gear, we can get the higher speed and lower the tractive effort. So whenever you drive in first gear, we have our tractive effort is high and speed is low, and when you changes the gear from lower to higher, the speed is higher and tractive effort will be lesser. So we can use this the uh, not using the maximum power of the engine. So we can use this using this converter like gearbox. We can convert this the output in the tractive efforts. So you can better understand the this gear ratio because you have drive the vehicles also. So now we can say next is the drivetrain tractive effort and vehicle speed. So after having the dealt with the configuration of the drivetrain, this section deals with the tractive effort. So ultimately we have to what we have to design for the vehicles, that is the main tractive efforts. So the torque transmitted from the power plant to the driven wheels, that is the TW, we can say that. So that is the TW is equal to IGIO and neta T into TP. So what is IG? IG is the gear ratio of the transmission. IO means a gear ratio of the final drive, that is the output. IO output. NT means the efficiency of the drive line from the power plant to the driven wheels, and TP is the torque output from the power plant, that is Newton meter. So the tractive effort on the driven wheels, that is expressed as Ft is equal to Tw upon R dynamic. So what is the R dynamic? That is the dynamic radius of the tire, that is in M. So that is the second equation we can say about that. Now substituting this Tw from equation 1 into equation 2, we gives the Ft is equal to Tp Ig IO neta T divided by R dynamic. So this is the equation we have finally we get for the for the driven wheels. So now the total mechanical efficiency of the transmission between the engine output shaft and driven wheels is the product of the efficiencies of all the components of the drive train. So the rotating speed of the driven wheels is given by Nw is equal to Np upon Ig into Io, that is output in the RPM. So what is the NP? The NP means the rotational speed of the transmission, that is in the RPM. So ultimately in all this we have the output from the for the drive the wheels. So the that is the rotating speed. So ultimately this is all are in the RPM because of the rotating speeds. So the rotational speed is the Np and the transmission is equal to the engine speed in the vehicle with a manual transmission, and the turbine speed of the torque converter in the vehicle within the automatic transmissions. So uh, in the engine speed is directly given to the manual transmission, and in the using the clutch we can engage and disengage of the manual transmission, but in the automatic transmission there is the turbine speed, and in between that there is a torque converter is there. So the translation speed of the vehicles of the vehicle or wheel, that is the expressed as V is equal to pi n w R dynamic divided by 30. So um, we can substitute this the nw from equation 4 into equation 5. The vehicle speed can be expressed as the V is equal to pi np R dynamic divided by 30 Ig into Io meter per second. So this is the vehicle speed, and after the vehicle speed we can go for the vehicle performance. So vehicle performance is determined by these following factors. So that is the maximum cruising speed, uh, that is the, and second is the gradability, and third is the acceleration. So first we talk about the maximum cruising speed. So what is the maximum cruising speed? The maximum speed of the vehicle is defined as the constant cruising speed that the vehicle can achieve with the full power plant load on a flat road. So here we can say that the ideal is the flat road, and the straight road, we can say that. So the maximum speed of the vehicle is defined as the constant cruising speed that the vehicle can achieve with full power plant load on the flat road. So ultimately you can say that the uh, whatever your vehicle speed is, the depending upon the flat road, you can drive on flat road and give the full throttle on the maximum gear, and you can drive that, and that speed we can go the maximum cruising speed. On dial we can show that the 180, 220, like that. So that is the maximum speed. Those That is the maximum cruising speed. So the maximum speed of the vehicle is determined by the equilibrium between the tractive effort of the vehicle and the resistance and maximum speed of the power plant and gear ratios of the transmissions. So here the what is the resistance? That is the between the tire and the road, and the maximum speed of the power plant and gear ratio of the transmission. So this equilibrium is the here we can show in the equation, that is the TP into Ig into IO, neta T divided by R dynamic is equal to mg mg into Fr into cos alpha plus 1 upon 2 rho A C D A F V square. So where Ig is the gear ratio of the transmission, IO is the gear ratio of the final drive, NT means the efficiency of the driven drive line from the power plant to the driven wheels, and the TP is the torque output of the power plant. So in this equation we shows that the vehicle reaches its maximum speed when the tractive effort represented by the left hand side term and equals the resistance represented by the right hand side, and the intersection of the tractive effort curve and the resistance curve of the maximum speed of the vehicles. So in the figure you can show the tractive effort, that is the uh, uh, you have shown in the figure, that is the tractive effort of an electric motor powered vehicle with the single speed transmission and its resistance. So resistance, that is the on grade, and that is the Fr plus Fw plus Fg. So we have discussed this earlier. So for the some vehicles no intersection exists between the tractive effort curve. So now for some vehicles, no intersection exists between the tractive effort curve and the resistance curve. Because of the large power plant, in such a case, the maximum speed of the vehicle is determined by the maximum speed of the power plant. So this maximum speed is given by the V maximum by neta P maximum R dynamic divided by 30 IO Ig minimum. So where Ig minimum is the minimum the gear ratio of the transmission, and IO is the gear ratio of the final drive, and P maximum, that is the maximum the inner speed of the power plant and motor or engine, that is in RPM, and the TP is the torque output of the power plant, that is Newton meter, and the R dynamic means dynamic radius of the tire, that is in the meter. So now next is the gradability. So gradability is defined as the grade angles that the vehicle can negotiate at a certain constant speed. So for heavy commercial vehicles, the gradability is usually defined as the maximum grade angle that the vehicle can overcome in the whole speed range. So when the vehicle is driving on road with relative small grade and constant speed, the tractive effort can and the resistance equilibrium can be expressed as the here you shown in the this equations, and hence that is the I is equal to the TPO into IO into IG into neta T divided by R dynamic minus mg Fr minus 1 by 2 rho A CD AF V square divided by mg. So that is the equation for that, where D is the TP and that is D. What is the D? D is equal to the here you can show in this figure. So the factor D is called the performance factor when the vehicle drives on the road with a large grade. The gradability of the vehicle can be calculated as sin alpha is equal to D minus Fr square under root of 1 minus D square plus Fr square divided by 1 plus Fr square. Next is the acceleration performance. So the acceleration of the vehicle is defined by its acceleration time and distance covered from zero speed to certain high speed on a level ground. So we can easily say that we know that some of the vehicles, or we can heard about that the vehicle is going to 0 to 100 in 100 kilometer per hour in the 6 second or 10 seconds, like that. So that is the call we can call the acceleration performance. So the acceleration of the vehicle can be expressed as this equation, that is the equation number 8, and where that is the delta is the rotational inertia factor, taking into the account the equivalent mass increased due to the angular moments of the rotating components. So this mass factor can be written as the delta is equal to 1 plus upon IW upon mr square dynamic plus IG I0 square IG square IP upon mr square. So what is IW? It is the total angular internal moment of the wheels, and IP is the total angular internal moments of the rotating components associated with the power plants. So to determine this value of del, it is necessary to determine the values of the mass moments of the inertia of all the rotating parts. So in this case, the mass moment of the inertia are not available, then the rotational factor, that is del, that is the can be approximated as the here you show del is equal to 1 plus the del 1 plus del 2 Ig square IO square. So del 1 is approximately 0.04 and del 2 is approximately 0.0025. So the acceleration rate along with the vehicle speed for a petrol engine powered vehicle with a four gear transmission, and electric motor powered vehicle with a single gear transmission are here we shown in the figure. So in the left hand side you can show the gear powered the petrol engine, and the second figure is for the acceleration rate of the electric machine powered vehicle with the single gear. So from the equation 8 we can say that the acceleration time Ta and distance Sa from a lower speed v1 to a higher speed v2 we can express here. The Ta is equal to the v integration of v1 to v2 the m del divided by Tp Ig Io neta T divided by R dynamic minus mg Fr minus 1 up by 2 rho A CD AF V square dV. So that is the equation number 9 and the equation number 10. The power plant torque TP in the equation the 9 and the equation 10. So that is the function of the speed of the power plant, and the speed of the power plant is in turn a function the vehicle speed and the gear ratio of the transmissions. So this analytical solution, that is equation number 9 and equation number 10, is not possible. So the numerical methods are usually used to solve this equation. So the whenever you drive the vehicles, we can enjoy the drives of the environment and driving of the vehicles, but we cannot understand about the what are the efforts or what are the the conditions they have designed for the vehicles, and what they have think about that, and the the vehicle is make the for the higher speed and higher attractive efforts and higher torque, and we can enjoy that. But behind that, the lots of science and engineerings are there for the making of this vehicle for good and better for that. So hope you understand up to this, and if you have any query you can ask me anytime. Welcome for the suggestions, and welcome for the questions. Hope you understand up to this. Thank you so much.